This week I'm driving the 2019 Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat Redeye wide body. It's a really silly long name for a very, very cool car. So this Challenger SRT Hellcat Redeye wide body is essentially a slightly detuned, better equipped, more streetable version of the Demon. It has a full interior, it has ventilated seats, it has all the bells and whistles you want in a luxury performance car, but it still has 797 horsepower when you put it in track or sport mode. Right now I'm road tripping through Central Texas on Eco mode, which is 500 horsepower, which is still plenty of a get up and go for this car. But it's been a lot of fun to drive. I've been very, very comfortable in it. I've gone a couple hundred miles in this car, which is very expensive because I've only been getting around 16 miles to the gallon, even in Eco mode. But overall, it is a very, very interesting car. So Challenger is one of those just iconic muscle cars that's been around for a long time, and a lot of people have it in their head that the Challenger's kind of always been this kind of long-produced, iconic muscle car, but it really has a weird history. 1959 when they come out the Cornet, then you have 1969 where they pull the cover off the 1970 to 74 Challenger, the car that inspired this one. Then you have a gap again, and then 1978 to 83 you have a Mitsubishi Galant-based Challenger. Interesting fact, it was still rear-wheel drive, and it did technically still have a Hemi engine in it, even though it was only 2.6 liters. Then you have a big gap until 2008 when this car comes out. Now, the one thing that really benefited this car, and the reason why it does still handle pretty well, is that this came out during the Daimler Chrysler era. So a lot of E-Class and S-Class Mercedes tech went into this car when it came out, which was very different for a lot of muscle cars. So that's why even at a 4,500 pound curb weight, it still handles really well. In fact, I had this exact car out on an autocross course a few weeks ago with the Texas Auto Writers Association. The car was so impressive for being so big and so heavy that it actually won the Texas Auto Writers Association Car of Texas for the event. So I'm driving this car through Texas in the Car of Texas, and it's definitely built for this type of environment. It is suited for Texas. Big, long, open roads, lots of straightaways, and lots of local drag strips. Now, I would love to take you guys out here and show you like a big smoky burnout or drag racing this car on the street, but I am a responsible journalist, which is why I've come here to Little River Drag Strip. Alright, so I'm going to set this thing up for the track now. We are in track mode because it's full 797 horsepower. Drive, we've got the red key, we are set. Okay, and let's do launch. Launch mode. That is definitely what this car is made for. Going very fast in a straight line. It's kind of ridiculous, but super, super composed and very easy to drive fast. Like, very, very cool, yeah. Yeah, that was fun. So try to ignore the helmet hair, but that was so much fun. I mean, I haven't done drag racing in a long time, and it was really cool for the guys at Little River to let me come out there and use the track. So I get you guys a time. So again, I'm not a drag racer. This car is 100% bone stock. All I used was the track mode and the launch control, and I ran an 11.2 at 123 miles an hour, which I think is pretty impressive. Talking to the track manager, he said that Hellcats that are prepped with drag slicks, or DOT drag slick radials, and upgraded drive shafts, because I guess that's an issue when you get to really sticky tires on these cars. Upgraded drive shafts. He said they're running in the low 9s, so I think the low 11s is pretty good for a street car that you can just go and buy and turn the button on and go. So that was pretty impressive and a lot of fun. If you are going to drag race, please go to a drag strip. There's a lot of drag strips around that have test and 2 nights. Little River's open every Friday night to the public. Run what you brung, just show up with a helmet and you can drag race, which I think is really, really cool. So what makes the Redeye so special? Well, this car gets special pistons. It gets a 2.7 liter supercharger that's force fed through the ram air hood scoops, which are really cool. It gets the same twin fuel pumps that the Demon gets. And all of that gives you 797 horsepower, which does pull like a freight train. Shockingly enough, when you do drop it down to eco mode, it is pretty reasonable, easy to drive around. I've kind of gotten around an average of 16 miles per gallon. On the highway, I can get into the low 20s if I'm really driving, cautiously and kind of hypermiling, which, I mean, is pretty good considering this car is 800 horsepower. Now, this car is equipped with the wide body package, which is about $6,000. That includes the 20 by 11 inch Devil's rims, 305/35 R20s, Pirelli P0s, over fenders, and what they call competition suspension, which is pretty cool. Well, I'm getting back to town, so I suppose I should wrap this video up. Now, the Challenger is amazing. It is bold and brash and loud. It's everything you want a muscle car to be. It is a Demon with a nice interior. So it's kind of like Joe Dirt in a tuxedo. It is everything you want in a sophisticated, comfortable GT car with everything you want in a crazy redneck muscle car. It is a lot of fun. As a daily driver, I don't know if I can put up with the noise and the size and the gas mileage, but for a car for the weekends, it doesn't get any better than this. Till the next video, guys. I'll see you next time.